You know, welcome once again to your life. Grandmaster Jerome Sage Butler, they are just a wholesome reasoning with you. And one of the first things I always tell human beings, right? My brother, my sister, my friend, people I encounter, I'm a human being. I want to stress that a lot because it seems that we want to be transgenic, we want to be cybergenic, we want to be cryogenic, we want to be cybernetic, we want to be androids, we want to be everything but human beings. You have people who look at life in such strange terminologies and belief systems and attitudes that sometimes we are thinking that life is really just without meaning. So the question I think everyone usually asks, right, is what is the meaning of life? What a question. Now the only way to begin a question is to seek for some form of an answer by seeking evidence, right? The only clear evidence that I have gotten from my experience, my small amount of years on the planet, experientially I've learned that life is about an experience. And in this experience I see that there is definitions and connective definitions called family, community and society, right? And in these definitions one has movement of personage and being. You understand me? You have your movement through the living cosmos. So what I'm recognizing is that first there is a cosmic system, and then from the cosmic system there's an astral system, which is like a doorway to the human system, which is the material world, and the psychologies and philosophies developed experientially through the material world. So one's purpose to me of life is to experience deep, close, shallow, intermittent and constant experiences, expressions, feelings, emotions, thoughts. It is your actual being. You're here to live your reality, to be present, to be here. The mind, body and spirit you're given is a sacred entity that never ever stays the same, because your body parts, your sinews, your cellular particle, your fiber, your internal makeup changes within 7 to 18 months to 3-year period. You have new organs in the body because of cellular division and reproduction and breaking down and removal, elimination. We go through a process of constant regeneration of the manifest source we call life. That is the experience. The purpose of life is to live. So be yourself. That beautiful choice is an imprint, like a code written into the proponents or the internal memory of a constructed system, of whether a computing system or a mechanical system. That is the imprints in us of our sacred self, of the essence of what we are. To discover that, to live that to the absolute ability of our constructs, whatever they are, and they always change. So what might have been the purpose of life maybe a millennia ago has somewhat been redefined. But what has not been redefined is the presence. It is still a mystery to millions that most cannot define it. What is this presence? What is this I am presence some sacred people talk about, or some sacred or secretive people talk about? What is this I am? I am the I am. What is that? What is this presence we talk about? Well, first of all, if you can identify yourself as more than just the biological entity that you are, as being this and thinking it's finite, and seeing that this is infinite and is a part of an infinite thing, hence a finite definition of something infinite is not even plausible or is really practical or applicable. You have to look at it in terms of its infiniteness. So we cannot be looking at human life like, for me to say the purpose of your life is to be yourself is a shallow definition. It's an absurd notion to think that's a shallow definition, because absolutely that is the infinite nature of existence. I could never ever in 1,000 years live what is inside of you. Or could you ever live what is inside of me? No matter how many lifetimes you would try. Imitation is no flattery. It's not necessary. We're all brilliant. We're all amazingly brilliant in our density, in our somewhat not dense life, to our perfectly illumined light. Weightless, transcendental existence. We're all brilliant. We're all beautiful. Purpose is to live that beauty. Stop letting some low-minded nit define life for you and try to tell you about an iniquitous existence allowing you to curse your own sacredness. So if you think you're garbage, you won't mind the smell. And I don't like the smell. So I won't just be garbage. I'll be what becomes garbage. So before this all gets to garbage, start appreciating the beauty of your being before you're being laid to rest. Okay? One of the other things I hear people talk about, then how do we live this thing then? If it's about being yourself, and how do we do it? Everything is so designed to hold us or to control us or to stratify us into this or that. That's a nice statement and a beautiful statement of how others are determining everything, because most of us are so lazy. We don't want to think for ourselves. We want a ready-made, pre-constructed answer that sounds so good and so awe-inspiring. We just work with it. We'll just work with it. We'll just use it. But the fact is, you have to know it for yourself. To live a life where you can be you, first you have to have enough faith in yourself, enough love, enough truth, enough trust in you, and reduce comparison. Because comparison is usually the worst way to ever measure anything. It's just to suggest that blue is better than red and start a war about it. So don't ever compare. Start to appreciate appreciate love, what's beautiful in yourself. And through that knowing of what is beautiful, then one can then begin to have aesthetically beautiful and pleasing experiences that is connected to the chakra of the heart. That you feel it, you know it. You don't just put it on because your friend said it looks good on you. You put it on because it genuinely feels good on you, right? So you don't want another's opinion to determine your entire outlook or your complete vision of yourself or your complete vision of reality. So don't let me determine it for you. Start being in enough self-pride, and I don't mean ego, self-love, to start determining for yourself, I want this or I don't want that. I will go here. I will command to my presence, in my power, this universe of the living cosmos. I will impress into it what is in me. I will allow it to be. So I'll be natural. Dance if you're a dancer, sing if you're a singer, paint if you're a painter. You know, be an executive if you're an executive. If that's what really truly fulfills you, not fulfills your bank account or your wallet or your ego-based relationships. If it is what truly fulfills you, then I would suggest to you that you do it. So I'm not defining where, how, or what. I'm saying to truly begin to know how to live this life, have that self-love. Have enough sense of your own self to determine what expresses you, what fulfills you, and to some degree what doesn't. But I'm not too concerned about what doesn't. It's all about what does. And be less self-judgmental based upon the opinions of others. Stop trying to please a girl who is so cute that she don't pay you no mind. And stop trying to please a guy who is so handsome he never pays you any mind either. Stop trying to look at externalized reasons and internalize them as our conditions. They are like traps within traps. You have to time them to get out just before they close and realize that they're always going to be closing and opening. So it's like you're constantly slipping through these little holes in reality. Don't do it. It will exhaust you. Just accept what it is. If you're a sheep herder, just be a proud sheep herder. If you're planting corn, plant corn. And I don't mean genetic corn. If you're planting organic corn, plant organic corn. I have my opinions too, right? I'm a living being. I have my personal views. I don't like genetic corn. Whatever. Right? So if you're planting your corn, plant your corn. You understand me? If you are tending to your goats, tend to your goats. By all means. If you're making leather slippers or leather bags, you understand me? If you're farming your hydro, your high grade cali, your herb, do whatever you do. Be fulfilled. Be satisfied. Be at peace. Know yourself. And again, this is no philosophy. I mean no secret organization, no part of no lodges, you understand me? No mechanics, you understand me? No Freemason, no Illuminati, no secret organization, no brotherhood, no clandestine organization. Just a living man, a living being, like you are a living being. In the living cosmos, I'm breathing air. I don't have any fancy diet. I don't have any perfect notion of how you must sit and meditate, how to sleep in your bed to get perfect alignment, because I couldn't tell you that. Only you would know that. Only you know if you want to be on the ground flat or you want to live or sleep on a bed that's 10 feet off the ground. Only you know if you want to swing from a tree and say hello morning, or you want to come up from the ocean and say, hey God, I'm here. I don't know. Only you know. But what I do know is that this is life. And we can go on thinking about it until you realize it is actually life. So in this life, be yourself. Define it for yourself and love yourself and find the ways to express that self, and then you will earn the money. The ways of earning the money will come to you. The how is in the spiritual domain. It will always happen. So don't worry about how you're going to make money and think for yourself when everyone is thinking that way. Why do you think everyone's thought has got to be so impactful on you? And why do you think your thoughts are going to be so impactful on everyone else too? Why can't you accept? They have a right to think how they think. They have a right to not want to wear something that covers all their face. They have a right to do whatever they want, just as you have a right to wear it. And if you're in someone else's house, they're going to tell you the rules. You know what that means? You don't have to be in someone else's house. Even if you don't have a house, you can be on the corner where you are, the plot of land you're on, the little gutter, gully, bank under the bridge, and be free. Because freedom doesn't come with an expiry date, nor with a registration slip. For God's sakes, just be and be happy in what you have decided. And if you're not happy, you can change it. You really can change it. It's like sandcastles on the beach. They're beautiful. They only last until the tide comes and reclaims everything. But yet while you're building them, yet while you're constructing them, they are some of the most amazing works of art. And hence, this is your life, like those sandcastles. It will be there until the high tide of time comes and sweep it away. And with it, the memories. And only those who are left to observe can truly have any connection to that which had been. So why hold on to fading thoughts, failing philosophies? Just be yourself, be you. Love your spouse, love your kids, love your choices, forgive yourself, kiss yourself, treat yourself, do your hair in a different color, a different style. Hey, yeah, for once, take yourself to that quiet spot you've been promising for 15 years. Do it. Talk to the girl you've been wanting to talk for such a long time. Go over to the youth you want to say something to. That man that's been in your mind, say something. That person that's been on your heart, angering you, say something. Do something, be something. It is all that is happening here. Where else is it happening? Do you know? This is Jerome Butler at the Tree of Life. Just reminding you that you're a beautiful creation, and you must always love yourself and love others, because you're a gift to others as well as you're a gift to yourself.